Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we're taking a look at something today from the Transformers Generation Selects line. This is the Deluxe Centurion drone. The Centurion drone is a repaint of Transformers Siege Brunt. It's just Brunt in silver, transforms the same way, breaks down the same way, does everything the same way. And this is all we're going to be taking a look at the Centurion drone, because I'm not taking it out of packaging, because we have this to look at instead. This is a Transformers weapons pack that was included with the Centurion drone. So let's open it up and take a look at what's inside. I'm sure a lot of you probably already know. Let's pop this out. Hear that? That's the sound of cheap plastic. God, that's a sound that used to make my blood curdle when I was a kid, because that's stuff that can break. So, what do we have? We got a lot of stuff here. Adjust the camera for effect. Let's see, starting us off is a cage to hold Siege or Earthrise Ravage. It does split open. It's made out of clear plastic that's been painted black. I'm not opening it because I don't have a Ravage handy, and it's very difficult to get back together. So that's going to go right back in the bag real quick. Oh, and here's something even better. Take my word for it. This is a teeny tiny... This is teeny tiny Optimus Prime. I don't even think it's gonna focus on it, but oh, there it is. This is a teeny tiny Optimus Prime. Why this exists, I don't know, but I'm dubbing it pre-lost, and it too is back in the bag. Moving along, we have a unpainted reflector. Now, most of these accessories are going to be unpainted, and they're in this particular type of gray, which I've been told is primer gray. So it actually might be possible that it's done like this for the customizers out there to paint. But this is reflector. It can peg in a hand, just like so. Okay. Back in the bag. Moving along, something we do have that is painted is Soundwave in its mini cassette form mode. And there is a peg here that actually does fit on the blast effect, so you can peg Soundwave on however you see fit. Really not much more to say, so in the bag it goes. Here we have a couple of Energon cubes in various degrees of being filled. They are hollow on this side, and as always they do have like Soundwave, the little peg on the bottom to go into the blast effect ports and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. All right, so now we're getting down to the meat and potato of things. These are the actual weapons and stuff. Starting us off, we have a Shockwave in its gun mode. I was wondering, like, what the heck you can really do with this, and then I realized the upcoming Bug Bite, this would be a great weapon to give them, and I think that gray would actually work in kind of well. So we're going to stick that off to the side. And then, yet again, two more right here before we can get into the heart of things is, well, we're already in the heart of things. Now, this little blaster. Now, those of you with a sharp eye will recognize this as a Generations version of the hand blaster that came with, Masterpiece Bumblebee, the good one. Well, this was supposed to be included with the Netflix Bumblebee, but budget restraints basically had to put it off to this accessory pack because it's easier and cheaper to do a bazooka that has multiple parts than one single piece of plastic like this. So when Bumblebee comes, that'll be great to have. And speaking of when it comes, which hopefully will be sometime this week, it's November 2nd as of this recording, is a hand drill that Ironhide used in one episode. By the way, a lot of these accessories are all one episode appearances. But yeah, this is for Earthrise Ironhide, and I think it will go quite nicely with the little Diaclone-ish, G1-ish style weapon that Ironhide comes with, but really not using it now, so back in the bag. Also do want to mention, as those of you who have saw my review of Trailbreaker note will remember, I do have the radar dish that's currently on Trailbreaker, so no reason to disturb it. And there is actually one more blaster that we can show off, and that is right here with Cliff Jumper. This is his glass gas gun. Again, it's in that primer gray. Does have the blast effect attachment there at the tip. I think it's made like a couple appearances in the cartoon. So one time I know definitely it was used to shoot glass gas. The other times was just used as a laser gun. Now, some people have used this with other figures to give them a laser pistol. What you want, it's up to you. It's your toy. So the rest of these accessories can be divided into two groups. Earthrise Optimus Prime and Earthrise Megatron. Yeah, I grabbed a little too quickly there. So we're going to pause and I'm going to set some things up and I'll show you how these things all come together. Okay, so here's Optimus Prime and its trailer. So, starting us off, here's Roller. Yes, we have a roller. And it rolls. Has 3 independent wheels. Beep, beep, boop, boop, and all that stuff. So let's come to Optimus Prime for a second and get his ion blaster off his back. Let's fold it out. And yeah, you can peg it into Roller. Just like so. Beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, 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 bop, boop. And if you notice, right there's a peg on the bottom of Roller that can actually peg into the, well, I should say there's a hole on the bottom of Roller that can peg into the port right there on the battle platform to hold Roller in place. Now, I took that gun off because we kind of need it, because here's Sideswipe's jetpack. Yes, it actually belonged to Sideswipe, but Optimus Prime used it the most, or at least most famously. So let's come around the back here to Optimus Prime. Hole, port. You got a couple, by the way, a couple pegs on that jetpack, so you can, adjust it how you see fit. Let's get it in there. See how I go. And there you go. It's not the best fit, but it works. So I try that second peg's too high, so just don't be bashful. Just get it up on in there. And if I can, there we go. Why is this fighting me? Oh, I feel like my cat. But there we go. It's on the back, just like so. Yay, Optimus Prime can fly. But you know what else he can do? If you were like me and felt that Ion Blaster was undersized, Hasbro has you covered. Call this Optimus overcompensating. This Ion Blaster is as long as the leg on this figure. Let's just go ahead and stick it in the hand there. And, well, yeah. For those of you playing along at home, this blaster is actually the same size as Masterpiece 44's blaster. Doesn't fold apart, and much like that cage for Ravage, is actually clear plastic, I think, matte painted black. So, yeah. In some cases, it'll look fine. In other cases, in most cases, it looks way too big. I think something somewhere in the middle would have worked better. But I have heard through the grapevine that using you can give it to the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, the giant Optimus Maximus or whatever, and it works perfectly. So that's that. Now, let's get to the Energon Axe. The Energon Axe is actually doesn't go on the way you would think it would, got to turn the hand sideways there. Really only works on the right hand, and you're going to come in from the bottom there, or what is now the side, and peg it in. So you can now recreate the battle at the Sherman Dam, and Optimus Prime flying out of camera shot, in camera shot. So yeah, okay, you kind of have a fancy schmancy Earthrise Optimus Prime now. I mean, I don't really know what to say about. Well, we'll wait until the end there. We'll give you more thoughts. So let's switch over and take a look at Megatron. Okay, you notice that I also just brought in Dirge right there, and that's because I wanted to show off this little Megatron in gun form. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. The Walther P-38 was first shown in a promotional picture for James Bond. That inspired the creators of Man from U.N.C.L.E. to include the gun slightly modified with a scope, stock, which isn't present here, and this barrel extension. And that was later recreated as the Man from U.N.C.L.E. gun robo figure, which eventually became Megatron. So you win again, Mr. Bond. But anyway, any figure can hold it. Give it to Dirge, because I'm not pulling out Starscream, who's usually the one who would be holding Megatron in its gun form. Really don't know why we didn't get a stock with it. I'm a little disappointed about that, but whatever. Pull the figure out, and let's bring in the one accessory for Megatron, and it is this clear Energon pink mace, so him and Prime can have their battles. Ooh, just notice Decepticon logo at the handle. Now, it just pegs right in here again on the right hand. Don't push it down all the way, and I will tell you why. I have heard many reports from people that the post will break off in the hand, but that's from people who were trying to use it with the Siege version of Megatron. Apparently, this mace is specifically designed to go with Earthrise, and there has been some retooling to Earthrise Megatron's hand. I did not know that. So yeah, but you have it there. It's a fixed pose, wheel it around. Yeah, Megatron, yeah. So, yep, that's about it for these accessories. Let's pause, and I will be back with my final thoughts. Okay, so I've brought everybody in, split them up, a little battle scene right here for all of you. Now, what do I think? If you're going to leave your figures on display, I think this is great to have these little accessories to flesh out scenes and give you some extra weapons that really enhance the figures. With that said, for the price point that these figures go for, I see no reason why Megatron couldn't include its mace, and Optimus Prime could not have included the axe, the backpack, and a properly sized ion blaster that can fold up and store, as well as a roller for the battle platform. I'm not overly in love with how these weapons attach. I think there could have been a better way to attach the axe and the mace. The handguns, they are what they are. I think really Starscream could have come with that Megatron blaster, and definitely there was no reason why Bumblebee couldn't. Budget issues aside, I understand why, it just doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is. So, like I said, if you're going to keep the figures on display, perfect. If you're going to be like me, and really, these figures are actually coming off the shelf, spoilers for the next video, I'm not sure if it's worth it. I mean, I'm happy to have them, and I'm going to try to keep these accessories with the figures. I hate to say it, it will improve the resale value, which brings me to my next point. please, please, friends, please, oh, please, 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 because I see this happening all the time. Do not pay $15 or $20 for this sound wave. Do not pay $12 for this little reflector. They're not worth it. Please don't give in to the scalpers. But now, unfortunately, by this point, as far as I know, the set has sold out. You might be able to find it on a secondary toy site like Big Bad Toy Store, but Hasbro Pulse, which is where I got mine, is gone. And I, by the way, just want to restate, if for those of you who haven't been following along, Hasbro Pulse has been on a roll lately in terms of packaging their exclusives. I have been happy and I have been impressed. So definitely shopping from Hasbro Pulse, because they don't charge in advance for pre-orders anymore, is a good way to go. With that said, I hope I've maybe made things a little more clear for you. If you did like this video, I know it's a little rough, but a little funny. We're having a good time here tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I am always happy with just the views. Liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel works the algorithmic magic to YouTube to say, hey, this is a channel we should promote. Being on here for almost 10 years and being at just reaching 3,500 subscribers, while impressive because I've done it the hard way, really isn't, you know, in the upper echelons of toy reviewers, and really doesn't match my overall view count, but that's neither here nor there. If you really want to help support the channel, and this is the best way you can really support my channel, consider joining my Patreon. There'll be a link here in the corner somewhere, and there's a link in the description. No tiers, no thrills, no special rewards. All I ask is $1 a month, $1 a month, and all it does is help me to help you, help me bring content like this to you, as well as the little incidental improvements like this nice new light box I've been using for the last couple videos. But if you can't do it, hey, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. This is your old pal Chuck for the Centurion drone and our little accessory pack. We will see you next time.